Here today to introduce to you a special program, group, club. There's the right word I'm looking for. Club that is available to all of us as employees. And that club is Toastmasters, of course, as you can see in your agenda. So to introduce Toastmasters, what does Toastmasters do for you? What can it do for you? What is it meant to do? So as some of you may already know, it has to do with speaking well, being in front of an audience, being put on the spot, facilitating meetings or briefings, anything where you have to present or put yourself out there. So there are many categories, I guess, where Toastmasters could fit this bill. One is formal speaking. This is probably what we would most be familiar with, getting up in front of a large audience, a group such as this, collecting yourself, collecting your words, and delivering those words in a somewhat coherent manner. So most of us do have a fear of public speaking. The technical term for it is glossophobia, having to do with your tongue. Gloss, phobia, fear. So,
Oh no. Did you?
that's funny.
Is it real? I don't know.
Is it real? Absolutely. So we have a special guest to present before you today that has overcome his glossophobia. So without further ado, let me introduce our speaker today, Mr. Matt Bunk.
Thank you, Clint. Now, the great speakers always recommend opening with a joke, right? I'm not there yet. But I will say, this is supposed to be fun. I'm here to entertain. So if you laugh, if you giggle a little, that'd be great. But if you laugh big, that makes it better for everyone. So please, give me some laughs. Okay, I know why you're here. Why am I here? Is that what you're wondering? Why is he here? And is his name really Matt Bunk? Is it Bunky? Is it Bunke? No. My name is Matt Bunk. I've checked with my parents. The best excuse I have is the stackable bed. Now, it's used in military barracks. It's used in every prison. It allows you to cram 2 kids in one room. The bunk bed. You're very welcome. Okay, let's move on to the question of the day. Why are we here? What will make you even better at your job? That's why. And the answer is confidence. What if you walked like you meant it? Talked like you meant it? Believed in yourself? That's why I'm here. There's a training club called Toastmasters where we practice speaking and facilitating meetings. Now, if you had the confidence to stand here after these gentlemen and present to a crowd, what would that mean for you? And what if that confidence carried over to your work and everything you did? You were a little better at it. That's what Toastmasters is all about. Now, this is ASG, Administrative Services Group. Employee Services, Management Support, Performance Analysis. But do you recall what the last one is? Team. But can you recall the most famous group of them all? Training and Admin Support Services. A group that everybody knows. And if you've ever seen that group, you would even say it glows. Clint and I worked on that for hours last night. So, and the good thing is, when I'm finished, he's coming up, he's going to finish the song. It's a duet, so he's going to come back up and finish it. So just get ready for that. So again, what is the point of Toastmasters? It gives you that experience, that confidence. Now, as ASG, you are the 4th floor. That's what I consider. But do you ever come in and have a case of the Mondays? We heard that. Groundhog Day, where you come, same thing, over and over. Work is just work. Gotta make the donuts. Already made the donuts, right? Do we get in these ruts? Well, what if in the middle of the week, on a Wednesday, you could change it up a little bit for 1 hour? Get out of character. What if for 1 hour you go to a little training session that reinvigorates your creativity? What would that do for you? Is there any, well, I won't even ask. Imagine you're going on a first date. Everybody's been there. Okay, that first date, you get real excited, right? You prepare how you're going to dress. You prepare what you're going to say. You may be a little nervous. You might want to call it off, right? I mean, I'm busy. Or you're very excited. You keep checking the clock. Where is he or she, right? Well, what if you could get that feeling, those butterflies, every week? Once a week. Get that experience. What would that do for you? That's what Toastmasters offers. It gives you that shot. Okay, now, let's go back. Because when you do put yourself out on stage, it's a struggle. And this isn't easy. You're putting yourself out here, you're opening yourself up to criticism. But when you put yourself out there, go through that struggle, what's the victory of that? Because most people don't go through that struggle. They drive to work, they sit in their cube, fill their space, go home, day's over. But when you do that, when you just do that day in, day out, something in you starts dying. That's a strong statement, but it's true. You start losing a little bit of you. So why not rebuild? That's why. Okay, everybody stand up.
I'm not going to sing again, are we?
No. So thank God, now I'm not the only uncomfortable person, right? Because standing is a statement, right? Okay, take your imaginary bag and put it in your imaginary overhead compartment. You got to do it. Raise your hands. That's all you got to do. Okay, now sit back down. Was that? Okay, the pilot calls on. You guys are all on a plane. For the next 2 hours, I will condense it down to 5 minutes. But for the next 2 hours, you're going to be on a plane ride to Chicago. And I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me. Because 2 years ago, I was sitting there, side by side, rubbing shoulders the whole time with this guy who changed my life. He was an expert at career development. Now, he was an older gentleman, very distinguished. Had a sport coat. You know the type, right? Who keep it on during the flight. So he sat there, very distinguished. He wore glasses, which is impressive to me. He said, "Young man, 2 questions, 2 hours. Question 1. Can your talent take you where your communication skills can't keep you? And question 2. Does the ability to stand and speak confidently mean that you're the expert?" Pretty deep. Before I answer those questions, I need to tell you about Toastmasters. Now, Toastmasters is a club where all the members are preparing. What are we preparing for? Apocalypse? No. Let's say your manager goes off for a week and asks you to facilitate all the meetings. Are you ready for that? You're at a funeral and you're asked to give the eulogy. 5 minutes. Are you ready for that? Clint, you're at a wedding. 3 drinks in. You just got off the dance floor. 2 more drinks. Clint, stand and say something nice about the bride. Are you ready? No, okay. We'll pick on Clint again. Clint, as a newly detailed manager, you have to give job performances. Are you ready for that? Those are important questions. But at all our Toastmaster meetings, we practice each of those roles. That's why we do it. We're preparing ourselves for those moments that are going to come, but you're never going to be ready. So why not prepare? Now, young man, 3 reasons I've heard not to join Toastmasters. 1, I'm scared to speak. That's fear. False evidence appearing real. Fear. False evidence appearing real. Nothing's going to happen to you when you speak. So we can help you get over it. Number 2, I'm not good at speaking. I guarantee you're probably right. But I dare you to be not good at speaking for a year. I dare you to mumble and stumble through 10 speeches and see what happens after that. I guarantee you'll be better. 3rd thing, I'm already good at speaking. I don't really need it. I'm pretty confident in stuff. Everybody can get better. And if you're that good, you can mentor others. I mean, there's always people at different levels. So let's go back to the original 2 questions. Young man, can your talent take you where your communication skills can't keep you? The answer is yes, and we see it every day. People are promoted to a level where they struggle. You're successful here, resume strong, interview skills real good, you're promoted here. You're successful again, you get promoted again. Eventually, you hit a communication ceiling. So why not remove the ceiling? Question 2. Does the ability to stand and speak confidently mean that you're the expert? The answer is no. But you may be perceived as the expert. You may be chosen to brief out the regional administrator. You may be chosen to come to a meeting and speak to an entire group. And these are the moments where if you're successful here, more opportunity can open up. So prepare for these moments. The plane landed. We went our separate ways. I never saw him again. But I took his advice 2 years ago. I got back to Fort Worth and I signed up for Toastmasters. I've done speeches anytime I can. I do roles whenever I can. And starting next month, I will be club president. And my job for the next year is to promote the club, to build its members. Again, why Toastmasters? It's right down the hall. It does cost money, $48 every 6 months. It was not free. But I like that better. If it was free, we'd have 1,000 members, and we don't want that. We want people that want to be there. So, in closing, Toastmasters, what can it do? It gives you that carefree, friendly environment to practice. To practice speaking. To practice facilitating a meeting. And nobody's going to criticize you. You're going to get critiqued, which is great. It's where you'll build your confidence. So I'll leave you with this statement. I'm begging you to stretch yourselves, to expand your abilities. Because we all have greatness within us. But you have the responsibility to manifest it. You're the one. Mr. Pastor.
Thank you, Matt. We really enjoyed your sentiments and your coming here today to offer your words and what Toastmasters is and what it can do for us. So that is an example of a more formal, presentable style speaking. But as Matt indicated, that's not